He stood at the edge of my office door like a ghost that forgot it was dead. 2 weeks of silence. 2 weeks of air so clean, I almost forgot what it felt like to breathe around him. Now he was here, creased shirt, desperate eyes, voice too soft to match the arrogance I remembered. "Can we talk?" he asked. I didn't answer. I only looked at him, long enough for him to see that I had become something he didn't recognize. He used to say silence was weakness. Now it was the only language I spoke fluently. The hum of the office copier filled the pause. A colleague walked by and smiled at me. I smiled back, small, professional, indifferent. His jaw tightened at that. Control slipping. He'd once told me, "From now on, I'll decide when we talk. When we see each other. Stop chasing me. You should be grateful I ever married beneath my level." I remember how the words had sliced through me that night. I'd felt the humiliation burn like acid. But pain is an interesting teacher. It strips you. Refines you. Makes you quiet enough to think. So I stopped. And that silence, my obedience, was the first brick in his ruin. The night he said those words, I stood in the kitchen staring at the marble counter he insisted we buy. He said it matched his standards. That same night, his phone buzzed. Once. Then again. Then again. He laughed when I asked. "You're paranoid." I wasn't. I was observant. He left his phone on the counter when he showered. I didn't touch it. I just watched it light up. Her name was Elise. The same Elise who used to work under him, literally, as he liked to joke once. The messages weren't romantic. Not yet. Just small, insignificant check-ins, inside jokes, shared photos from meetings I was never invited to. But I knew that tone. That slow erosion of boundaries disguised as friendship. He started staying later at work. Started wearing cologne again. When I asked if we could have dinner together, he sighed like I was a burden. Said I was too emotional. So I stopped asking. And started watching. I memorized his passwords without trying. He never hid them, he just never thought I could notice. The bank statements came next. 2 hotel charges, both business expenses. Same dates as the overnight conferences. I didn't cry. I documented. Every step of betrayal leaves fingerprints, digital, financial, emotional. You just have to know where to dust. I took screenshots, receipts, timestamps. I even smiled when he came home smelling faintly of her perfume. That was the hardest part, acting. Pretending to be the woman he believed he'd broken. He thought silence meant defeat. It didn't. It meant calculation. I scheduled a DNA test for the child we'd been trying to have for 2 years. Not because I suspected him of fathering one, but because I wanted him to believe I might. The test was symbolic. A mirror he couldn't look away from. When I told him I was getting one, just to be sure everything's fine, he flinched. And that's when I knew he had secrets I hadn't even imagined yet. The truth came on a Thursday. Not from a lab or a friend, from her. Elise sent me an email. Short. Tidy. I didn't know he was still married. "I'm sorry." Attached was a photo. His hand on her thigh. His wedding ring still on. For a moment, the world went silent. Not with pain, just stillness. I printed the photo. Slid it into a plain envelope. That night, I left it on his pillow. Said nothing. He found it an hour later. He came to me in the kitchen, holding it like it was evidence of his own extinction. "Where did you?" I didn't let him finish. "I stopped chasing you," I said. "You told me to." He tried to explain. To plead. But his words sounded small, like a man negotiating with gravity while falling. I didn't scream. Didn't accuse. I simply handed him a single sheet of paper, divorce agreement, already signed. He looked at me like I'd killed something sacred. Maybe I had. I didn't mean it, he said. I know, I whispered. That's what makes it worse. He begged then. Said he was confused. That he missed me. That Elise meant nothing. But I wasn't the woman who needed his validation anymore. I was the silence he created. The stillness he underestimated. As he spoke, I noticed his reflection in the microwave door, a man seeing, for the first time, the limits of his own power. He'd built his identity on control. And I had taken it back without raising my voice. When I walked away, he called my name once. Just once. It was almost tender. Almost. It's been 6 months. He still emails sometimes, long, self-pitying letters about regret and what we had. I don't reply. I don't even open them anymore. Silence is a kind of justice too. He wanted control. Now he lives in the emptiness of his own command. I stopped chasing him. And he's been running after ghosts ever since. Sometimes power isn't in what you do. It's in what you choose not to do. He taught me that. And that's the last thing he'll ever teach me.